So in a way that you're preparing for a lid. So you gotta kind of have this plan ahead of time. You can't just, I mean, you could, but don't just throw a vase and then 2 days later say, oh, I'll make a lid for that. It's best if you sit down with the intent and you come over with a couple pieces of clay, because you should, technically, for the best result, throw the vessel and the lid on the same day. That's ideal. Sometimes that doesn't happen, so you at least need to get the measurement the same day. All right. So you throw, just like normal here. When you pull up the walls, you want to make sure you're leaving the rim a little extra thick. So keep that in mind going forward. Press the bottom there. Okay, so as I'm bringing this clay up, I'm not acting like I normally do. I'm going to leave kind of a lump there. You don't want to leave it so thick on top that it throws the whole thing out of center, but just don't go super thin. Okay, so see here how I'm kind of leaving it flat. I'm also leaving that little extra thickness there that you can see. I'm going to turn this down. I got a little wobbly. All right. Let's go thin these walls out once more. You can make this whatever form you want to. I'm just doing a little rounded guy here. Okay, so I'm going to smush this down again. Make sure I get the water out of the bottom. And now what I'm going to do is use my rib tool and my finger. Whatever works for you is fine, but the goal is going to be, I'm going to split this rim in half and push part of it down, the inside part of it down. So I like to use the rib tool first to kind of get that in there. And I'm just very gently and very slowly pressing that down. You see, guys, how that's starting to look. Now, it's a little, what do I want to say? It's a little subtle yet. So I just want to make that a little bit more, more of a ledge. Real quick. Just using the rib tool is helpful to just get the first part of it done and get that mark made. I can use my finger even to kind of pull up the outside of that a little bit more and thin that down. Remember, you guys, this could take you several tries. I've done many of these before, so it's not going to take me several tries. Okay, so I'm happy with that. That's a good little ledge where a lid would fit and sit down in it just a little bit, because you can, but it doesn't look nice for a lid to just sit on top of something and slide all around it. So that's where it's going to sit. So here's how you use the calipers. The calipers have two sides to them. Okay, this side and this side. So for this inset here, I'm going to measure it with this side of the caliper. I'm going to set this down here, and try not to touch. And I'm going to adjust this once I get down in there and can see I'm putting the edge of the calipers right up along that ledge, leaving a little wiggle room, but that's the measurement of that inside of that ledge. If it's not already, I'm going to use this to tighten this down. Sometimes when you tighten it down, it can make that move, so just double check. There's a lot of checking and double checking in this business here. Another thing, I'm gonna cut this in a little bit, so that goes a little bit better. There's not so much to trim. Set that aside. Okay, so you may or may not have time once you work on that to throw the lid in the same day. Okay, what you definitely want to do the same day that you throw is get this measurement, because even within an hour that thing shrinks different. So you need to get the measurement while that's wet and in that form, because that's what's going to be the form of the lid. Okay, so now I have a smaller chunk of clay. And now this lid I'm going to throw upside down. Okay, so it's going to be like a shallow dish that goes this way. It'll flip over on top of the thing. I'll show you guys how to trim it out and